Hey guys, TFP here, and today I want to talk on the topic, are subscription tackle boxes worth the money? Let's talk about it. So as you can see, this is a little bit different. I wanted to kind of try this out, this kind of podcast style setup, and see if you guys like it, see if I like it. But I did a while back talk about doing something called Tackle Talk Tuesday, and I think I did like 2 or 3 videos of that, and then I couldn't keep up with it. Life got in the way, and it's still getting in the way. But I kind of want to try this out, see if I like it, see if you guys like it, and just kind of talk about fishing, talk about tackle, things like that. And today, the question I want to tackle, no pun intended, is, are subscription tackle boxes worth the money? You know, MTB, LTB, fishing care package, whatever else is out there, mainly MTB, LTB, those are kind of the biggest ones. And I actually have an LTB box here with me. I am not affiliated with MTB or LTB, just so you know right off the bat. But I did kind of want to talk about it because I have actually tried both myself, and then I actually had a subscription to LTB for a while, which I no longer do. And so, like I said, I kind of want to talk about this topic. Are these subscription tackle boxes worth the money? Because I think we can kind of dive into this. So, like I said, let's get into it. So right off the bat, I actually want to answer the question, are subscription tackle boxes worth the money? Are they worth you dishing out money every single month to get this little box of lures and baits in the mail? And really my answer is yes and no. I think it can be a great resource, and I think it can also be a really huge waste of money for an angler. And so I kind of want to talk about that. I want to talk about this box that I have here. I'm going to open it up and show you what's in it. I haven't had one of these. I haven't gotten one of these in quite a while now. And I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised at what was in it. But like I said, I'm gonna talk about whether it's worth it. I'm gonna tell you about my experience, and then you can make a judgment call for yourself if you're thinking about getting one, or you are getting one, and you're thinking about whether you should stop getting one, all that stuff. So let's get into it. So I started fishing a few years back, and I really didn't know anything about bass fishing. I watched YouTube like probably many of you, and many of you have come to watch my videos, especially the how to use a bait caster video. That's what generates the most views for my channel. And I wanted to learn about bass fishing, and I didn't know anything about lures or baits or anything like that. But I wanted to get into it. I didn't want to use live bait. I wanted to, actually learn how to bass fish using artificial baits. So there's nothing wrong with using live bait. I wanted to learn how to use artificial baits. And so I actually came across, I believe it was Mystery Tackle Box first. They were the first ones I came across. And so I got a box and, used the lures, and it was cool. And then I, saw Lucky Tackle Box, and I actually got a subscription to them, and I started using them. And, every month you get this box of lures, and you're opening it up, and it's like, oh, what's in here? And you don't really know, and it's kind of seasonal. And now they have different tiers of boxes that bring different baits, and they have different species boxes, and they're just doing all this different stuff now. And I actually think, and again, I'm not affiliated to any of these companies, so I can definitely speak freely. I think MTB won the race for sure. Overall, they were, there was this kind of struggle between MTB and LTB, or Mystery Tackle Box and Lucky Tackle Box, and I think Mystery Tackle Box definitely came out on top. Lucky Tackle Box is still there, but Mystery Tackle Box, they're whoever's in charge of their advertising and their marketing did a pretty good job. So hats off to them, because they definitely came out on top for sure. But like I said, each box really comes with the same things. Using both of them, I don't really see a difference between the baits. Some people say, oh, one brings better baits than the other one. I don't really think that's necessarily true. They're a lot of times they're actually coming with almost the same thing. I've actually seen where they're coming with practically the same baits, because it's seasonal. In the fall, you're going to get jerk baits, and you're going to get crank baits, and you're going to get jigs and stuff like that. And so you're pretty much getting the same thing, just maybe from different companies or whatever. And these companies, these lure companies, don't really care where they're going. They just want to get their products out there. So it is an interesting concept. You pay every month or whatever, you pay in advance or whatever, and then you get a box at a certain time every month. And so before I really kind of get into whether it's worth or not, or why it's worth or not, let me open this up really quick just to show you guys. This is a Lucky Tackle box. This is just the basic one, I believe, the basic bass fishing box. They also have like an XL box or something, and then like a Pro box, or I don't even know. And each one just comes with more lures or different lures or whatever. I'll get into that in a second. So this one, real quick, comes with 2/0 Mustad hooks. There's four EWG hooks in here. Basic hooks. This one actually, I always really liked when I got hard baits because I love hard baits. And this one surprisingly came with 3 hard baits. This vicious fishing. It's a topwater walking bait, is what it is. It's just pretty cool. There's this Bagley Baits Balsa Minnow Spin, which is another. It's like a prop bait. It's a topwater prop bait. It has little spinner things on it, and then this Castaic Baits crankbait here. I think it dives like 5 to 8 feet or something. It's like a mid-diving crankbait. Bass Crasher Premium Soft Plastics. Doesn't really tell me much about it on the package. Let's see if I can open it. There it goes. Oh, this one. No, it's actually a little like it's a toad. It's like a topwater toad, almost. And I mean, I live in California, so I can practically throw topwater all year long. I mean, there's not really ever a terrible time. I mean, winter slows down. It can get kind of cold. There's Cabin Creek lizards. I hate throwing lizards. It's just that's just me. And then Smart Baits. Oh, these are color changing baits. Oh, that's cool. Never seen anything like that. They're like these. I don't even know. Oh, they're goby 4-inch goby baits. I don't have gobies around my area, but it doesn't really matter. Well, those would make actually really good trailers. Maybe rip off those little fins and use those as trailers for other baits. So that's basically what comes in here, and then there's like a little tackle guide and things like that. It's decent. I've heard people complain about, oh, these are just little starter packs. I mean, I think there's 4 lizards in here, and usually they'll tell you, oh, this is worth this amount of money. You're paying $15 and you're getting $25 worth of baits. That may be true, and it may not be, depending on the quality of the baits. There's other companies that'll kind of start getting their name out there through Lucky Tackle Box and Mystery Tackle Box and things like that. So it gives them a pretty good opportunity to kind of get their products out there. So let me, like I said, answer this. Is it worth it? Is this box worth the amount of money that it costs to get it? Like I said, when I first started bass fishing, I knew nothing. And I think for about 6 months straight, I threw a Texas rig brush hog on a 3/0 EWG hook with like a 5/16 ounce weight on 12-pound fluorocarbon line on a spinning setup. That was what I threw when I first started fishing, because that's what I saw on YouTube first, and looked simple enough. So I think I threw that just for like 6 months straight, and I caught a lot of fish. It got me hooked on fishing. I loved it. Caught my first bass in my adult life. I went fishing once as a kid and caught bass, but that's what kind of got me started, was the Texas rig. And so but I got used to that, and then I started fishing crankbaits, and then that's all I threw for like 6 months, because it's all I knew. I got familiar with them, I got confident with them, started catching a lot of fish with them, so on and so forth. So if you're a new angler, when I say it is worth the money, if you're a new angler, I think it is. I think that if you don't know much about bass fishing and you're just learning how to fish, I think a subscription tackle box like Lucky Tackle Box, like Mystery Tackle Box, is a great resource to get you familiar with other baits. with different types of baits, with different things that you've probably never seen before. I mean, I've started fishing things, or really, the only time I've ever fished certain things is because I got them in a box and I wanted to test them out, and then I didn't like them or whatever, and I never fished them again. But the only time I've ever tried fishing a spy bait, for example, was because of Lucky Tackle Box. I still haven't caught a fish on it, and I just don't fish them because I don't, it's not my thing. But it at least got me trying a spy bait, So it's a great way to kind of open up your understanding of baits. Watching the videos on YouTube, I think, is immensely helpful. I love that. Both companies have done that, and I've really enjoyed those. They've really helped me. They tell you where to fish them, how to fish them, all that good stuff. And so it's just a really great resource when you're starting out. What I wouldn't recommend when you're starting out is going for like the Pro Box, where you're trying to get all these different baits. I think that's a waste of money. I don't think it's necessary. I'd say get the basic one, try out a couple baits, see if you like them. If you want to keep kind of trying stuff out, maybe try it for 3-6 months, maybe even a year. But once you've been fishing for a little while, and if you've been fishing for a little while, this, what you like. What works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you're confident with, what you're not confident with. And so I think if when I go to a tackle shop or when I go online to buy something, I know what I'm looking for. I know what colors I'm looking for. I know what types I'm looking for. I know all that stuff. And getting a tackle box where I don't really know what's coming, I can assume and I can guess, but I get the box and it's not the color I want, and it's not, it doesn't match the bait fish in my area, all that stuff. I think, to me personally, is a huge waste of money, which is why I don't do subscription tackle boxes anymore. Again, I know exactly what I like to fish. I go to, be it Bass Pro or Outdoor Pro Shop or Tackle Warehouse or wherever it is that I'm buying my tackle from. When I'm going, I'm looking specifically for a very specific crankbait in a very specific color in a very specific size. And I know what I want. And so, once you've been doing it for a while, you get confident with stuff. I'm no longer going to go to a subscription tackle box because I just, I don't need more stuff than what I'm going to actually be using. Now, I have baits that just sit there that I don't use. Now, on the flip side of that, let me kind of say this. You get stuck sometimes fishing the same thing. Like I said, I fished one thing for 6 months. I fished another thing for 6 months straight. And so you get stuck. Even if you have been fishing for a while, sometimes you get stuck doing the same thing. I remember after I had fished crankbaits and then I went through kind of a dry spell of not catching fish, I was like, what's going on? And it was time to try new stuff. I didn't really fish topwater for a long time. And then I was like, well, I'm going to try topwater. And now fishing poppers and ploppers and topwater walking baits and frogs and buzz baits and stuff like that, but you don't need one of these boxes necessarily to do that. But it can be a good way if you're stuck, if you've been fishing the same thing over and over and over and over. And let me say this: sometimes you think, oh well, in the pond I'm fishing or the lake I'm fishing, whatever, they just don't bite on those things. That may not be true. You're just not using it, or you used it once and you didn't get a bite. So it's a good way to kind of expand your knowledge and your horizons and all that good stuff. But like I said, if you're just starting out, yeah, why not? Try it out, see what you like. Don't become dependent on it, but try different things out. And hey, I got this lipless crankbait from Live Target or whatever. I really enjoyed this. Well, now you know what you're looking for. Now you know when you go to buy something, you can get more of those. Hey, you can try different colors now, or you can try, hey, I got this crankbait. It was a square bill that dives 2 to 5 feet. Maybe the fish are a little bit deeper. Let's get a 5 to 8 footer, an 8 to 10 footer, whatever it is, and you're just kind of trying different things out. But you're kind of building your knowledge, your arsenal, your all that stuff. And I think it can be incredibly beneficial when you're starting out to get one of these. Like I said, I wouldn't spend the extra money on like the Pro Boxes. I'm not going to do that. It's like I said, to me, it's a huge waste of money. And you may just be getting more baits, but they may be baits that you're not even going to use, that may be baits that you don't even like, and stuff like that. So, out of these baits, I'll tell you what I am going to use. Just seeing it because I am going to use it. I mean, you know, these EWG hooks, you know, maybe I'll use them. Yeah, once I run out of the ones that I do have. I'll tell you, I'm going to try out this topwater walking bait here, because I actually really like topwater walking baits. Been using them a lot lately, and been catching smallmouth and stuff. But I think that's pretty cool. I don't like the color. You know, again, it's not a color that I would choose, but hey, maybe like a bone color like that will work. I may or may not use this crankbait. There's one pond around here that I can think of maybe where I can use it where the colors would do good, but it doesn't look bad. I mean, you know, it might do well. It's noisy, has rattles in it, which is not good for finicky fish, by the way. And then I'll tell you, I probably won't be using this this tail spin bait thing, whatever it is, twin spin. I may try it. Prop baits are not something that I fish a lot. I have fished them, and I've actually caught fish on prop baits, but they're not my favorite. And you really can't use them a whole lot. These top toads I might use. Those lizards I'm definitely not going to use. And then the gobies, like I said, would actually be good trailers for like chatterbaits. So, you know, but hey, if I'm in a slump, I'm not catching fish, I'm wondering why let me tie something on that I don't normally tie on. It's a different color than I'd normally get. It's a different action than I normally get. Hey, maybe they're busting on the top and they're hitting bluegill or something. You know, whatever it is, I can always try it out if hey, I just want to try it out for the sake of trying it out. And maybe it's a great bait. Maybe it's going to catch me a ton of fish, and then I do get confidence with it. You know, there's a lot of baits I don't have confidence with, or I didn't have confidence with, and then I forced myself to just fish them. And one of them was topwater frogs. I had zero confidence with topwater frogs. I'd catch them on you know, the plopper, poppers, stuff like that. But just the topwater frog was a tough one until I found a place where they were hitting them. You know, one day I went and it was just like cast after cast. They kept coming up to hit it. They kept missing it, but at least they were coming up to hit it. And it gave me some confidence. Now when I go to fish it, I expect a fish to hit it. And I've now caught a couple really nice fish. Actually, it's a topwater mouse is what it is. But I feel incredibly confident with that bait. You know, the whopper plopper, I got it. I had never fished it. 3 casts in, 3 or 4 casts in, I caught a fish on it. Now I expect, I have some confidence. Crankbaits, you know, I fish all the time. I have incredible confidence, jigs, things like that. But there's stuff that I still don't. And again, this is a good way to kind of expand, like I said, my horizons when it comes to fishing. So I just kind of wanted to have a chat with you guys about fishing. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. Maybe I've never really done this. I don't know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to share my experience with you, let you know what I thought. But I'd love to hear from you guys to know what you think about this as well. So just leave a comment. You know, do you think subscription tackle boxes are worth it? We can have a good, kind, respectful discussion about it in the comments below. If you have any questions, you could always shoot me an email, fishin with no G, pastor@gmail.com. I'm not going to say that I'm going to keep doing this consistently because I don't want to be a liar. Say that I am and then not do it. I never mean to be a liar, but life gets in the way. And so I'm not going to say that I'm going to keep doing it, but hopefully, like I said, you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I love sitting down and just talking fishing. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy doing that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like this format. And if you don't, well, maybe we won't do it again. I don't know. But thanks you guys for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. The channel is continuing to grow. We're almost at 3,500 subscribers now, and I am super excited. There are some new things coming. I've been fishing. I've been filming. I just haven't been editing so much. So, but yeah, some new things coming. There's something real cool that I just ordered that once it gets here, I'm definitely going to show you guys. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless. Remember, as always, to pray, fish, repeat, and I'll see you in my next video.